Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Hey, Mr. Cunliffe, Interledger is used by Ripple Labs to connect bank systems across borders, where the Ripple XRP token functions as a standardized settlement layer between global banks, making Ripple somewhat akin to a digital Hawala service March 1st, 2022. This quote here tweeted out by Michael Branch, and this was from Stefan Thomas, from the founder of Coil and one of the co-creators of Interledger. With the technologies we've helped build at Ripple, XRP, and Interledger, we can process, get this guys, trillions of transactions per second without any central authority. Now, you remember the video I did yesterday. I'll link it up here if you guys didn't catch it, where the Bank of England, the governor of the Bank of England, John Cunliffe, was very skeptical about DLT processing payments for the Bank of England and other central banks around the world. And, this was getting people in the XRP community question, how good is the XRP ledger? He was saying that, there are hundreds of thousands of transactions needed per second. But we have it here, guys, from Stefan Thomas, XRP and Interledger. We can process trillions of transactions per second without any central authority. It's almost like the technology is too good for these organizations, and they're, giving excuses, I think, at this time, because a lot of them just aren't ready to adopt yet. So this is causing some problems. We haven't entered that point, the Big Bang migration. This is why, we're slowly seeing banks, central banks, and other organizations around the world, slowly adopt ISO 20022. You'd think that these guys would be more organized by now, but of course they are not. I got the total market cap up here. As you guys can see, crypto did take a hit. We did see this start to cascade yesterday, almost like a lagging effect to the news that we got about Silvergate. I don't know if you guys remember in yesterday's video, I was wondering why the market wasn't reacting to Silvergate. Well, now we've got the market reacting. Bitcoin is down to 22,300 per coin. We got XRP down a little bit here. XRP is down to about 36.7 per coin. Market's still holding up here at over $1 trillion. We got Bitcoin dominance also still holding 42.1%. So as I said, Bitcoin at 22.3. We got Ethereum down to about 15.66. BNB coin down to about $289 per coin. And XRP down to 0.368. But the market down in the last 24 hours, you can see roughly 6%, give or take, depending on which coin we're looking at. So we did see a bit of a hit yesterday, guys. I'm not going to lie. It, caught me off guard. I was thinking that we were going to see it on the day of that negative news. However, when we look at the market cap, we're really still in a bullish pattern here. We did bottom out right down in here. And we still are maintaining even support and old resistance that we have formed since then. So again, the total market cap here, we are still higher in terms of lows. And if I throw a trend line here, you guys can see we are still making higher lows on the daily for the total market cap, and still making higher highs as well. So this is still trending upward. Positive news here for cryptocurrency. Of course, guys, this is going to be a grind to the upside since the bear flu shut down markets in March of 2020. I like to take this as almost a reset point for the crypto market. Well, not just crypto, but for all markets. It took quite a few days for the market to get up to all-time high. Let's not forget it took roughly 607 days for the total market cap to get to its all-time high of about $3 trillion. So in between here, we did see it grind, right? We did see it up and down, and we saw highs and then lows, retracements, trying to get up to new highs, couldn't quite make it, a new low, then a new high. And so, this is going to be the grind. This is going to be the hardest part in the market for, especially for the newbies, where this might actually be their first bull market. Nevertheless, guys, we're continuing to see positive indications like this one here from Eggrag Crypto. A diamond bottom pattern is not a common formation, but is considered a strong bullish reversal pattern. It can be a strong indicator for an impending reversal. It occurs when it is preceded by a bearish trend. So the target for Eggrag Crypto here, $10 per coin. This is the XRP chart on the 3-day. So again, this diamond pattern, something that I don't see a lot of either. I remember learning about all these patterns when I took a trading course way back in 2011, back when I was trading stocks and, interested in day trading specifically. And this pattern, again, touched on it a little bit. I'm not entirely familiar with it, but you guys can see up here, Eggrag Crypto does show you guys that we are forming a similar pattern to, I guess this is the example, the textbook example of that diamond bottom pattern. And so, as we're coming out of this, the high end of the diamond right up here. Hopefully this results in a breakout. His target here is at $9.83. Don't know how he got to that. Nevertheless, just another example of a situation that could play out in that way. Also happen to see this, another one from Egg Crypto here with regards to the XRP Ethereum chart. And he was retweeting out Dark Defender's tweet down here. Essentially, Dark Defender says XRP against Ethereum is the lowest, so to say, oversold area since April of 2021. Now, we remember at that time, XRP did hit that inter-year high back in April of 2021. So he's considering RSI figures. XRP will break this trend apparently and say, hold my beer to Ethereum. Within 6 months, XRP will plunge Ethereum's dominance to the upside. Let's watch XRP Army. So again, another prediction here. We'll see an extraordinary appreciation of XRP against Ethereum, maximum in 6 months. Now, you have to ask yourself, what would be the reason for this? I mean, it's playing out on the chart, but we have to remember the reason, right? So Egg Crypto explains here, honestly, I do not follow this pair, but as Dark Defender gorgeously charted it, it seems the chart is telling us something. Ethereum will be deemed as a security and price will fall while XRP clarity will be declared. So, I mean, I think we're all hoping for that. We all have our fingers crossed that that could be, the situation that we find ourselves in. Brad Garlinghouse hit Bloomberg TV yesterday, being asked about the Ripple SEC lawsuit, and here's what he said.
Is what I'm hearing from you essentially, if the U.S. doesn't get its act together and move more quickly, all of this is going offshore. It's just going elsewhere.
Well, it already is. I mean, the sad reality is that the U.S. really is already behind. This is not behind countries that we haven't necessarily heard of. This is behind Australia and behind the UK, Japan, Singapore, Switzerland. There's a lot of countries that have taken the time and thoughtfulness to create that clear rules of the road. By contrast, when I first got involved in the tech industry in the late 90s, some were saying the internet should be banned. They were saying, here's how the internet is being used for illicit purposes. But the U.S. government said, no, we're going to create a framework. And that allowed entrepreneurs, that allowed investors to come in and look at the benefits to the United States on a geopolitical basis to have the Amazons and Googles based and headquartered in the United States. We're at, I think, severe risk of having that not happen in this next evolution of technology around blockchain and crypto. It has already started moving outside the United States. And also, the consumers are suffering because of that, because you don't have the same protections that the U.S. regulatory frameworks can provide.
Brad Garlinghouse here calling it like it is. There are other countries, and he's not talking about countries like Japan that are, usually ahead of the game before any other country pretty much when it comes to, things like technology in particular. He's talking about a lot of different G20 countries already, playing the crypto game, have their framework operational, unlike the United States. And, he says it's already here. He says, I'll say it again, crypto is moving offshore, and that is not good for American innovation, period, full stop. And, to be honest with you, I thought that this was an older clip here that somebody posted, but this was just Brad Garlinghouse from yesterday from Bloomberg TV, reiterating these same points. Unfortunately, there isn't much in the U.S. that has changed. Wrath of Kahneman here with this, an article here where Stuart ElDoradi notes if the judge sides with the SEC, Ripple can and will immediately appeal. And that I would be supremely confident that this is a winner in the Supreme Court. So some positive news here from Stuart ElDoradi. I would be supremely confident that this is a winner. This is a quote from him, that this is a winner in the Supreme Court, not so much because of the crypto issues, but because of the guarding against building an administrative state, he said in a nod to the court's current conservative majority. A win in the summary judgment would mean Ripple has room to expand domestically. It's interesting, too, that he talks about the Supreme Court and that possibility. Anders down here asking, why are they already talking about the Supreme Court? Why did David Schwartz put this as his banner? So, two things that get us wondering what is going on behind the scenes. And you guys remember this banner? When a scrappy financial startup takes on a web of corruption and betrayal to bring instant payments to the masses, they learn that the cost of disrupting the status quo is higher than they could have ever imagined, forcing them to decide between their vision and their survival. And I did a video recently on that. I will link it up here if you guys did not catch that video with regards to the banner change. Now, on top of Stuart ElDoradi's comment about a Supreme Court win is very, very likely. What was the exact quote here? that he is supremely confident, okay? He also came out in a podcast interview stating this. Stuart ElDoradi recently spoke about the SEC's ongoing lawsuit against Ripple Labs over the sale of XRP tokens. According to Blockworks' report on their interview with ElDoradi, he believes that companies facing regulatory hostility from American regulators should consider launching their products in a jurisdiction where rules are clear rather than launching them in the United States. And so, this sentiment is echoing what Brad Garlinghouse has said is already happening. Companies are leaving the U.S., moving elsewhere. He says, don't trust these guys. It's not a level playing field. ElDoradi's comments reflected the challenges many companies face in navigating the uncertain regulatory landscape in the United States. And then down here, despite the uncertainty of the ongoing lawsuit, ElDoradi is confident that Ripple has a good chance of winning in the Supreme Court. As I'd mentioned, he says he's supremely confident. I like that quote. Regarding Ripple and XRP's potential future, ElDoradi outlines 3 possible outcomes. The judge could side with Ripple, the SEC, or decide that there are disrupted facts and the case needs to go to trial. A summary judgment is expected any day now, says ElDoradi. So he is still of the opinion that we are on the timeline, hopefully by the end of March. We are now in March 2023, and we've been expecting a verdict come first quarter of 2023. And ElDoradi believes that winning in summary judgment would mean that Ripple has room to expand domestically. We would have this incredible business opportunity in the U.S. that is evergreen for us, he said. So that is the verdict, guys. A big expansion in the United States once we do get clarity. Of course, we've heard Brad Garlinghouse echo this sentiment too. The fact, and he did give that one example, the fact that, a company like Bank of America could really just take RippleNet and run with it is something that these guys are really looking forward to. And, it's not just Bank of America, it's many different American companies that want to start leveraging XRP for their business purposes. So, it's being hindered, it's being held back at this moment in time. Of course, it's just a matter of time before we do get an answer from the court. Anders also posting this. He's so transparent, it's funny. Yeah, we know your Wall Street friends will be the chosen custodians. The good news is that it also reveals that Gary knows crypto has a bright future in the United States. Wall Street only cares about large sums and values. So isn't that looking at the glass half full? So this was just in from Watcher Guru. SEC Chair Gary Gensler says crypto exchanges should not be considered safe custodians. Well, I wonder why. Here is the article, guys, from CoinDesk. SEC Chair Gary Gensler says crypto exchanges may not be qualified to do the job. So he recently proposed a rule directing investment advisors to look to qualified custodians for storage of assets, including cryptocurrencies, makes important enhancements to existing protection rules. He also said crypto exchanges should not be considered safe under those guidelines. Based upon how crypto trading and lending platforms generally operate, investment advisors cannot rely on them today as qualified custodians, Gensler said. To be clear, just because a crypto trading platform claims to be a qualified custodian doesn't mean that it is. So a classic example here, and I get what Anders is saying here. At least he's being transparent about it. Yeah, we want our Wall Street buddies to be the official custodians of cryptocurrency. We essentially, don't want the, Krakens and the Coinbases and the Binances of the world custodying your crypto. And, they're continuously cracking down on these exchanges. And again, this is another reason why you got to get your crypto off the exchange, guys. Put it into cold storage. And, cold storage for crypto is akin to, having cash or gold or silver or whatever in a safe in your home. You have custody of it. You're the only one with the combination to the lock on the safe, not your keys, not your crypto. I personally use the Ledger Nano, and I do have an affiliate link in the description if you guys are still looking for an option. You don't have to use my affiliate link. You don't even have to use the Ledger. There are other options there available to you. But again, more to suggest that they are cracking down here. Gary Gensler is taking a no prisoners approach, unfortunately. It is funny though, because Esther did another interview with Tony Edward just the other day, and Tony actually opened up, okay? Apparently a lot of people wanted him to ask this question. Listen to this.
It's just so frustrating, and people wanted me to ask you, how do we make you the chair of the SEC?
This is not about personalities. This is about an institutional problem that we really need to solve. And so there's a very clear path forward, right? It's too bad we didn't start the path forward a couple of years ago, but we could still do it. So what do? We, the SEC, could put out a discussion document to say, take each of these areas separately, right? What are we going to do on token securities token offerings? What are we going to do on staking? What are we going to do on crypto lending, NFTs, whatever you want to look at? Say, here are some parameters that we're thinking when we look at this. We're seeing these things are sort of signals that something might be a securities offering and therefore would require registration. And here's what we're thinking in terms of what a registration regime would look like, what kind of information we're trying to get out. Okay, so you put that out, then you invite people in to have a public roundtable. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but I think it's important to have these conversations out in the open rather than having them be conversations between us, the regulator, and one entity. You want to make sure that not only the entities offering these products and services or tokens, but also people who would be buying those products and services or tokens have that conversation. Perhaps we could do that jointly with the CFTC. I think that'd be even better.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Hester Peirce avoiding the question at all costs, not even cracking a smile when answering. But, the XRP community wants to know, how do we get Gary out of there? Hester Peirce, naively, I think, thinking we're going to believe her when she says this is not about personalities. No, it's not about personalities. What it is about, though, is about this D-heads banker buddies in Wall Street reaping the benefits of having a regulatory commissioner on their side at the SEC. Not fair for crypto exchanges, not fair for crypto companies, not fair for the American crypto industry in general. Anyway, that was Hester Peirce's statement here. I mean, she does go on and say, we are a few years behind. We wish we had done this sooner. We could have done it sooner. It's not too late to jumpstart this now. But I know everybody's feeling a little dejected, that we couldn't have gotten somewhere more meaningful sooner. Anyway, guys, the Hester Peirce interview is in the link here, posted by 801 XRP here on Twitter. So just wanted to thank him for posting that. Also, Anders here, XRP Crypto Wolf, Wrath of Kahneman, Brad Garlinghouse, Michael Branch, and Eggreg Crypto. Want to keep moving, though, because Ian Binns posted this. Now, along the lines of what I was just talking about, the fact that Gary Gensler does not want crypto exchanges to be the official custodians of cryptocurrency in the United States. This next story seems a bit coincidental, does it not? From Ian Binns, senators demand info from Binance and U.S. arms cite eerily similar FTX structure claims. So what they are saying here is that Binance US is set up, or at least they are noticing that it is set up eerily similar to FTX. 3 U.S. senators want more information from Binance and its U.S. subsidiaries after raising questions about the parallels that might exist around the commingling that occurred between the failed FTX exchange and its sister trading firm Alameda Research. The assertion that Binance US is fully independent is eerily similar to claims Sam Bankman-Fried made regarding the distinction between FTX US and FTX, claims that appear to be false. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Chris Van Hollen, and Roger Marshall, they wrote in a letter sent to Binance on Wednesday demanding more information on Binance and Binance US operations. Now, I know some people are very skeptical of Binance. I know some people say it's a Chinese company and they are, don't trust them for whatever reason. For what it's worth, Binance CEO CZ did live in Canada for 20 years, immigrated there when he was a child. So, this idea that it is a Chinese company, I don't buy that. What I do know is that he is purposely not placing Binance in any jurisdiction so that, this is my assumption, so that he can skirt the rules of any particular jurisdiction. And what he's doing is he's creating subsidiaries of the company and, deciding to enter markets and participate based on the crypto laws of that region. So, that's how he has structured the company, at least as far as I know. This fact here that they're saying it's similarly structured to FTX, I can't speak to that. I don't really know. But I think this is these guys are just trying to find more ammo to restrict these exchanges, to prevent crypto custody in the United States, or at least to prevent, the main exchanges to be able to hold crypto for their investors in the United States. Again, Gary Gensler wants his Wall Street buddies, the big banks, to be the ones to custody cryptocurrency. So is it any surprise that this is, some more news here now that we're hearing senators coming after Binance US, claiming that their structure is similar to that of FTX. Things that make you go, But you know what, guys? At the end of the day, when the dust is settled, it might not even matter. Interesting how XRP is the only one called a currency on this list of assets for trade on the Rain trading platform. Probably nothing. This coming from Utility FTW here on Twitter. Now, this was a document published back in 2021, our opinion as of date of its issuance pertaining to certain matters of Sharia compliance, as adopted and interpreted by us, and defined for the purposes of this opinion in no particular order in light of the following. Sharia standards and guidance. Okay, so this is coming out of the Middle East. Regulatory Sharia requirements, if any, issued by the regulator. Sharia rulings of the Central Sharia Board, if any. Sharia rulings of Islamic financial institutions. Other specifications of Sharia compliance deemed appropriate by us. And they reviewed all these documents, all these different cryptocurrencies. And I'll just name a few here: Cardano, Algorand, Filecoin, Solana, Stellar, Chainlink, USD Coin, Bitcoin Cash, USD Tether. So some stable coins on here, some traditional cryptocurrencies on here, some WEF coins, Uniswap, funds policy, Rain compliance policy, amended consolidation AML policy. So even some policies down here. Take a look at this, guys. Down here, though, XRP currency. Notice how when they mention Avalanche or Cardano or Filecoin or Ethereum Classic or Stellar or Solana, they do not mention that they are currencies. They do not have the word currency beside those particular cryptos. But XRP down here, the only one from the Sharia compliant exchange that does note, in fact, that XRP is a currency. And so this is the sub-approval certificate, just more documentation to the same. In the Middle East, XRP is already deemed a currency and specifically outlined as one, even when compared to other cryptocurrencies that you would think would also have, the word currency beside it. To me, what this says is that they plan on using XRP specifically within a financial system. I mean, they might use some of these other ones too, but specifically XRP for leveraging liquidity, moving around currencies, for everyday utility, revamping their financial structure. Many countries in that region are already on board. Brad Garlinghouse has said, the United States needs to pull up their socks and get a move on. We need that classification now more than ever. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.